Hi Taurus, welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz. Again, I still don't think that I say that in every video. That's so funny. Anyway, we're talking about March today, and for some reason I need all the sage this round. Oh, really? Telling you. I'm not gonna edit any of this out either. I think it's important to show the mess. Because seriously, I am needing all the sage this month. I'm having such a hard time. It almost kind of feels like a regression. I know I've mentioned many times that, I'm kind of going through like a throat chakra opening, clearing, healing, all of the things, right? And for whatever reason, I'm having such a hard time speaking. It doesn't even, I don't know. I'm just struggling. The struggle is real. So if you're struggling too, I'm in the same boat. And, it's one of those times too, where it's just kind of like trusting the process, right? Like, my intention is still the same, just to, heal my throat chakra, right? And, have like a true opening with that so that I feel connected to my voice and I feel connected to what I'm saying and, like all of the things, right? And, even when I don't feel that way, I do want to believe that that is for a reason. And, it's not an actual regression, but it is just part of the process, and keep it moving forward, even if it is slowly. So that's my little spiel. On that, we're talking about March, which is also, it's just crazy to think that we're already talking about March. I'll probably say that every month going forward, because I'm always so surprised when there's just another month coming up. It feels like they go by so fast, but like not at the same time. So I hope February has treated you well. I actually launched an Etsy store in February. So I'll link it down below. I would love it if you checked it out. And of course, there's no obligation to buy anything. If you feel connected to something in there and you would like to purchase it, that would be great. I would love that. But if not, if you could just fill the space with a ton of love so that other people would want to buy stuff from there, that would be much appreciated. I actually have a couple of these decks listed in there, the Tarot of the Abyss. There's always free shipping on everything. And I also send along like a couple gifts with every single purchase. There's a velvet bag that comes with it that can also double as like a tarot bag if you want it to. I actually use it for, like, I have some runes in one bag and whatever. I love those things. And then it comes with a stone and then an affirmation card. So a couple little surprises for you when it's delivered. So enough of all that. Let's talk about you. So we do a 4-card spread. The first position is the current energy. To the left of that is any potential blocks. Underneath that is advice for clearing the block. And then the last position is the energy that you're heading into. I don't shuffle reversals into the deck, although this deck wanted to have reversals so damn bad. I swear, like, when I get a new deck, I handle it a lot. Like, I keep it pretty close to me. I shuffle it a lot. Like, I just really try to get my energy like all up in it, and, like the nooks and crannies, and, like use it for like little, like questions and answers and stuff like that. Right. And I shuffled every deck the same exact way. And every time with this deck, like seriously, 3 or 4 times, there would be these reversals that would be coming out. And then I would go through the deck and sure enough, you know, like there's a bunch of reversals in there. So we had to like kind of have a conversation about reversals. I'm just not, I don't know. I just don't resonate with reversals. So, and honestly, ever since then, like ever since we had that understanding and that talk, there's been no more reversals that have shown up in the deck. So, anyway, I'm going to keep going out on tangents apparently during this read. It's been 5 minutes and we still haven't gotten started. So, if you're still here, thank you. So I don't shuffle reversals into the deck, but if the cards fall out in the reverse, we'll take them in the reverse. My intention is just for one card to come out at a time. If two come out together, we'll take two, but any more than two, we'll put it back. So we just want the message to be super clear. The cards do actually need to fall out of the deck. If they flip in the deck, we'll just flip them over and keep it moving. And that's it. So what is the current energy for Taurus, March 2022? Current energy. You feeling a little all over the place or? Okay. What is the current energy for Taurus? March 2022. Seven of Wands. And then the Three of Cups. The Fool. Two of Cups. High Priestess. Dang. Okay. So the Seven of Wands, you know, the wands are the action cards. Action, communication. It's putting your energy into something, but then also communicating it, right? Going back to even the throat chakra thing, you could be having a hard time communicating what you want to do, what you are doing, what you're planning to do. You know, the Seven of Wands talks about being a bit defensive, kind of having to stand your ground. I always kind of see these wands that come up at the seven of, or, you know, like this figure, because there's usually a figure that kind of looks like they're having to fend off the six wands down here, right? And I always just kind of see this as like either other people's opinions or, you know, like they're just kind of interjecting themselves into your situation, like being all up in your business without an invitation or without you asking them to be, right? So this could be just, you know, having to, you know, kind of defend what you're doing. And then we have the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And the Three of Cups talks about celebration, community. The cups talk about our emotions. We have the Fool card underneath that. So this is almost like, you know, sharing your success with, you know, like other people. You know, they're all kind of cheersing each other, right? And then we have this Fool card, which, you know, like just talks about new beginnings, starting out like on a new kind of journey. when I was talking about trusting the process, right? Like this is making a decision to do that. This is the actual like depiction of trusting the process. Because, you know, you just kind of step out, you step off of this cliff, right? And you just kind of step into the unknown, and you trust that you're going to be caught, and you always are, right? We have the Two of Cups behind there, the High Priestess. You know, the Two of Cups talks about like harmony. And, you know, we start at the Ace of Cups, right? The Ace of Cups is your cup is filling over. Like your needs are met to a point where you can now meet the needs of somebody else. Like you're able to share what you have with somebody else on an emotional level. And, you know, that other person is able to share with you. So it's equal reciprocity, right? Like what you are giving, you are getting in return from somebody else. So it's interesting that there's this, you know, there's Three of Cups, the Fool, Two of Cups, High Priestess. Like this to me is just really you trying to really like kind of step into this new version of yourself, or like this new path that is very much, it's you. It's what you envision your life to be. It's your idea of success. It's your idea of your needs being met. And it's like, you know, kind of coming into harmony with yourself. You know, like a lot of people see the Two of Cups as like a relationship card. You know, I mean, obviously it is kind of depicted that way on here. So that very well, you know, there could be a person coming into your existence in the form of a relationship. I don't necessarily deal with relationships on this channel. I think there are a ton of amazing relationship readers out there, and I'll leave that to them. This to me feels like coming into full like the full version and vision that you have of yourself. We'll kind of just see how the story comes out. But this is even just maybe like a delayed success. Like, again, you know, I just kind of keep going back to this, like trusting the process. Like if you did kind of start in a new direction, that again is, you know, like based on your own image. You know, maybe you're just kind of having to sit in this, you know, like this energy of defense a little bit. And, you know, again, just really, really feeling that it's the right thing to do. And it is always. And, you know, like I said, like this delayed, you know, kind of success, or like this delayed celebration thing. So it could just be starting off a little slower than you had hoped. In the blocked position, we have the Four of Swords and the World. And then we have the High Priestess, the Star, King of Cups. This to me just feels like a little bit like of impatience. There's a lot of like mental kind of gymnastics, it seems like, since this is coming up in the blocked position. The Four of Swords talks about giving your brain a break, really. It's laying down your swords for a second. It could be like meditation, but it's like giving it a rest. Like usually in the traditional depiction of the card, the person is laying down. And I'm just kind of getting this feeling of like, okay, actually before I go there, the World card came out with it. And we have this depiction of the baby here. So again, you know, it's like it's like watching water boil or like watching paint dry, whatever, you know, like that stuff that like, if you have your eye on it, it takes forever to complete, right? But we have this baby still, you know, even in the womb, right? So right after the World card comes the Fool card, right? This is the true ending of a cycle. This is the actual end of it, right? Like you've gone from the zero, you've gone from the Fool, you've gone on the whole journey to the point of, you know, like this is, you've been transformed. This situation has been transformed. There's, you know, a new bun in the oven. So with this being in the blocked position, like I said, you know, there could be some sort of like impatience going on. It's not happening fast enough for you. You're seeing that as a failure. Not trusting your inner guidance system, like not trusting your higher self. I always see the High Priestess as our higher selves, like literally that's, you know, like the higher version of ourselves. And then, you know, we have the Star card underneath that. So again, just kind of waning in faith. The Star card talks about, you know, basically, like I see the Star card as a place where our prayers lie. It's where our hope lives, which is right between the spiritual world and the physical, like 3D world, right? So again, you know, like with this being in the blocked position, you know, there may be a lot of mental gymnastics going on here. Like, am I doing the right thing? Am I, whatever the case may be, am I charging the right thing? Am I heading in the right direction? Am I, you know, am I doing enough even? And also maybe too, like just having a hard time like releasing an old way of doing things, like the old you, the old life, the old way that you built your life, or you know what I mean, like all the old shit, right? You could be having a hard time, like even just kind of like fighting against letting that go. This could also be inner child stuff. Like there could be just some old, like stories and woundings or behaviors and patterns and things that are coming up again that just kind of need to be looked at. And, almost just kind of like fill it with new information. Like, what is the new story? Is that old story correct? In most cases, no. That was the 5 of Cups. Like, let it go. That's so funny that I keep having these like blowouts with shuffling the deck. What is the advice for clearing the block for Taurus? What is the advice for clearing the block for Taurus? Advice for clearing the block for Taurus. There's this like, I don't know. That is so funny though. Advice for clearing the block for Taurus. Might be struggling to get the advice into like 2 cards versus a quarter of the deck. What is the advice for Taurus to clear this block? Ace of Pentacles and the Devil at the bottom of the deck. Knight of Cups. Look at that. The High Priestess again. King of Cups. So the Ace of Pentacles, it talks about like the seed here. Pentacles refer to our money, the way that we make our money, the flow even of our money, but materials, resources, our physical 3D body, also our health, right? So down here, there's this seed that's sprouted. And almost just, like the transformation that it's made of this figure. Because I guess, honestly, like I have always thought that this was a tree. And I'm just now seeing for the first time that this is actually a person. And then we have the Devil at the bottom of the deck. And what is so interesting is how similar the silhouettes are here. You know, the Devil generally talks about the things that we obsess about, addictions, the numbing, you know, self-sabotage. It's the mental gymnastics, right? It's the things that keep us from flying away. I'm trying to figure out if this is like a heart down here. And then the Knight of Cups. And the High Priestess. I get this feeling of, you know, like not, you know, like I said, just because the silhouette between these two are so similar, but the energy is so clearly different, right? Like on this side, we have all of this, you know, like all this fruit and blossoms and growth, right? And then on this side, there's almost kind of like an anchor keeping us in place. So I'm really just getting this message of like focusing on this possibility. And how there's like, you know, really there's no other way, right? Like not like really kind of getting out of this devil energy that is kind of keeping us in, you know, just kind of like the mental gymnastics thing that I was talking about before. And then we have the Knight of Cups behind there, which, you know, the Knight of Cups talks about an offer, like an emotional offering. The Knights are messenger cards. So with the High Priestess being behind that, there's this feeling of, you know, like this message from your higher self. And even, you know, like an invitation to, like I was saying, even, you know, like over here with the inner child work, it may be like an upper limit issue, which I was actually talking to a friend of mine this week about a lot, was the upper limit issue, where, you know, like if you are kind of trying to elevate yourself or elevate your business or elevate, you know, like your life or what you do, or again, you know, even just kind of trying to do things differently than you have in the past, it just kind of seems like, you know, there's these barriers and these, you know, roadblocks and all these things that just kind of show up that prevent you from doing that, or it feels like you are being prevented from doing those things. And that's kind of what this devil energy feels like. So it could just be, you know, like an opportunity to really kind of look at those things. And again, like I was saying, you know, like kind of refocus these stories that maybe we've had from the time, you know, we were children, and really just kind of focus on who we are striving to be. Who are you elevating to become, right? Like just kind of focus on what's the purpose of all of this? Like, why are you defending this so bad, right? And we have the Eight of Cups. Queen of Swords, Five of Wands, Queen of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Awakening. Queen of Pentacles. It's almost all of the queens. Who are we missing? Oh, Queen of Cups. Okay. So we have the Eight of Cups as the energy that you're heading into. Leaving it behind. Leaving those old stories behind. Leaving behind the things that don't make you feel good. Like she's dumping that last cup out here. There's, like 7 other cups back here. Tried them all, right? Tried your best to, like figure it out. To change the situation, whatever the case may be. And she's like, no, I'm moving on now. Because after the Eight of Cups comes the Nine of Cups, right? Which is wish fulfillment. It's getting everything that you desired. And that usually comes with a sacrifice. That usually comes by way of leaving something behind, right? To focus on what is your wish fulfillment. So you're leaving it behind. And then we have the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. She's very clear on her thoughts about herself and what she's doing. We have the Ace of Swords here, right? The Sword of Truth. And there's this, kind of globe up here, or this orb that seems to be kind of glowing, right? And, she's got her eyes closed. So again, it's just like focusing on where you see your life going. How do you envision your life, right? And focusing only on that. Like there's no other way, right? Five of Wands talks about conflict, a little bit of competition. But it's almost like, this kind of going back to the Seven of Wands, like I'm just kind of getting this fighting to, kind of build something. Like focusing your energy on building the thing. So not necessarily like there's like competition in doing that or like any conflict, but it does take a lot of time. It does take a lot of energy. It does take a lot of focus, like on, putting your energy into this thing to have, like what you need to build whatever it is that you're building. And then we have the Queen of Wands behind that. And, she's got this kind of diamond that's glaring from her third eye area. So it's almost like, seeing the path forward. The Queen of Wands, being sure about, the actions that she's taking, being able even to communicate well. There's this, even kind of this energy of meditation here. So it's almost like, like allowing things to come to you. Like allowing like the universe to bring these things to you. Because again, there's no other way. I mean, she's even got her eyes closed here. The Page of Pentacles talks about, like the beginning stages of working on something. It's starting to build that thing. It's finding, the key to, that thing that'll just kind of unlock that flow of money, or that flow of consciousness, or finding that right resource, right? Like, but also this connection to earth and being grounded, this transformation in the awakening card. You know, there's this kind of skin suit down here that she's kind of like, you know, being born out of, with the wings, this transformation. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is, you know, like, now we see this key, right? That was, that he was kind of plucking off this tree over here. So he plucked it off that tree. There was this awakening here. There was some sort of transformation, like a major transformation, right? And that key unlocks this chest or whatever, and that's the thing that'll, you know, kind of sustain your business or your health. Or she's also very nurturing. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What a journey. So hang in there and give yourself a break. And I'm going to leave it there, and thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you soon. Bye.